Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video and the final, hopefully, at least for now, Chamber of Reminiscence video, Stage 7. Honestly, this stage is a problem. This stage is not easy, and not because, again, of the limitations of the only free-to-play units. That is part of it, yes, but more importantly, this GELD, he hits. He hits pretty hard because he gives himself a 100% physical attack buff. He's got magic resistance, and he also has physical resistance. So he's he's kind of a deal, okay? And there aren't a lot of fire characters to go around right now. Thankfully, as of recording this, we do have access to the free-to-play Rieger from the Prosper team, and he will be featured in the second video, because I do this with the first team, with, I think, Trya and Shuna, and then we'll bring Rieger in for a blue team. So let's just go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, this is the team we have built. We once again have the Overlord Gabaru Protector stacking green orbs and also giving Tempest Elite characters and Stern of Spirit an extra 20% element buff. It only really applies to Shuna, but she is a fire character. Is Trya on Tempest Elite, actually? Let me check that really fast while I have this pulled up. Trya is not on Tempest Elite. I guess she's not very elite. Okay, well that's unfortunate for her. Let's just go ahead and jump into the starting turn. This stage nerfs blues, so this is why we're bringing a green-focused team with 2 fire characters. That hand is extra unfortunate, because had I put Trya in the back, we would have almost been okay. But, alas, it is what it is. Both of our fire characters up front, and we only got 1 orb for one of them. So, I think we'll take Shuna out, and then we will green buff now, because it lasts for 3 turns. So we can get that out of the way. We'll go ahead and just send these Tsubasa orbs, just to get them cleared out, and get some points back. So now we're back up to 51 because of that buff. And now hopefully we have some better orb RNG, which we pretty much do. So we can now use Trya to convert her own orbs, and then we could either use Tsubasa or we could use Trya's other skill. It doesn't really matter all that much. But we're going to convert into a full hand of greens, which are still buffed up from Isis from last turn, and then we can swap Tsubasa out for Shuna, and we have a whole hand of fire orbs, which is going to work very, very well. It's just that he has magic resistance, so we're a little bit nerfed here on our damage. Kind of unfortunate. It is what it is. There's not a lot of options for fire characters, in case you didn't know that. Free-to-play hero is physical in fire, and you certainly could use him in an orange-focused team. You would be ulting a lot. It's just that orange orbs suck at doing everything else, so you don't get a lot of points, you don't get a lot of protection gauge, and it makes things very, very difficult. But I did attempt this stage with a very, very weird makeshift orange team. I'm not putting it in the video, because it sucked horribly. It got the job done, but it sucked horribly. Maybe I'll put a screenshot up of it, but I'm not going to show you the video because it takes forever to do, and it's awful. I will show off a different team because, like I said in the beginning of the video, we have access now to that free-to-play single-target Fire Rieger, who is also magic, but he's single-target. Shuna and Trya in this video clip right here are not single-target, so it kind of works not great. Shuna does get the element buff, though, which makes her hit harder for a defensively focused, very, very, very old free-to-play character. She came out for Fire 1.0, and that was New Year's of 2022. So the game had been out for 3 months. Well, 3 months. November, December, and then January she came out. Slime was a different game back then. It really, really was. No EX metas. EX Conquest is a thing. Tempered Edge wasn't a thing for another like 3 months or so. The hardest thing was EX Conquest. The hardest content in the game was Space Millim's EX Conquest stage and the Maid event from the November-December meta with when Maid Lumi came out. That stage was hard as shit back then. Not so much anymore. Well, it hasn't come back for a long ass time too, so I can't really tell you if you guys can beat it or not if you're a new player. But back then when we only had 2 metas to choose from, Dark and Wind, options were a lot more limited. So I'm ranting about all this because I have nothing else to say about this team. It's stacking greens. We're on turn 6. You just need green orbs and you send it, and then you use Gabaru to buff Shuna up, and then you do damage. So nothing overly complicated here. There's nothing overly complicated with any of these chamber stages, actually. It's just use the meta or use type of units and build a team that can reliably somewhat work together, and you'll clear it. I used all of their free-to-play gear. It's not like I put all these like 6-star awakened pieces from my EX characters on these guys. It's their free-to-play gear, which most of it is either like the 4-star gear that's awakened to 5-star maxed out, or it's just the new EX gear, or not EX, but the new 5-star gear that's only up to like stage 4 awakening. Like, I didn't put a lot of shit here. But there you see, turn 6, he just deleted, absolutely deleted Aaron. So, sorry. And I was so shocked, because I think this is my first run, and I was like, why the fuck did he hit so hard? Because he got that 100% physical buff. So that's why GELD is a problem. Because none of these teams can kill him in under 6 turns, so you're going to take that hit. You're gonna take that hit, and it really just depends on who he hits and if they have full HP and if they have type advantage or not. But here, this should be the killing blow. 11.6, Tsubasa, Dance Around, 8400, great. And then Shuna will do 16.5. So there we go. We did have 1 casualty, which is unfortunate. Let me put up the other video that I was talking about, the orange one. So give me 1 second. All right, this was the orange team I built. The New Year's Benimaru, free-to-play hero, Misery, Darkness for the taunt, because I wanted her to tank. I brought her to tank that physical ult. Spoiler alert, did not work. She still died. Diablo, who can give his own orbs away to someone with the highest attack stat, which unfortunately is not Hero. As you can see, we have a little bit of a stat difference right there. Fine. We would then give it away to himself, and then we would bring Hero in. And then we've got Wielder of Magic, Ranga, who can change his own orbs. It worked. We're on turn 8, and he's almost dead. It was brutal getting here, and yeah, it wasn't the most fun. I did have a run where Darkness did survive, though, shockingly. Where's that nuke? Was it turn 6 that he nuked? Yeah. Alright, so the taunt is up. Darkness at full HP. Okay, she took that like a champ. And then the follow-ups. So that's the problem right there, is the follow-up orbs. Because Darkness is taunting, she will take that ult. She will then take the 2 follow-ups that are still buffed up by that 100% physical. So it's going to be a crapshoot. If she's got good gear and if you have good stats on her, she can live. And then she'll never see the front line again, because she still has a taunt, and you don't want that. But, there's the team. It did clear within 8 turns or so with hero orbs. Boom. There you go. It can work. You could use a better team than this. You could build a full blue team and just put hero on it too, with Commander Shion again, like I was saying in the last video. But let's move on to the actual next team. Alright, speaking of Commander Shion, we built a blue team. This time using the free-to-play Rieger that just came out as of recording this in June. We also still have Shuna, because she is also orb-changing blues. Rieger is orb-changing oranges and has that double alt swap, not that we use it. And then we've got Water Rimuru, we've got Wind GELD for more orb-changing, and then we brought bitch-ass Cleash for more green orb-changing and the magic debuff, which we don't use, so because we don't have enough points for it. So it's certainly a team, but you're going to focus on trying to just keep Rieger and Shuna up front to get those weakness strike stacks from Shion, and eventually you will kill GELD. And it actually works out a lot better, because Rieger is single target. Finally, a single target free-to-play character for an element that desperately friggin' needed it. because right now we get a whole bunch of AoE fire units, and you know that's great and all. Can't use them here though. Can't use like the EX characters that have come out, right? So boom, boom, boom. We'll just send these Geld Orbs. We need to get a good hand of blues, which doesn't work out. I think I actually reset this. So yeah, all right, we're back on turn 1. we're back on turn 1. Ignore the first like 30 seconds of that. It didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. Shuna Orbs on turn 1. What do you know? That's pretty good. That's not that great. That next turn. We can change it though. So boom, boom, orb change, full hand of blues. They are nerfed by Geld, which means that we're not going to get a lot of points back for them. At least not right now. Yeah, what are we getting? 29 points? Damn, I'm rich. We didn't even get a stack on Xion yet. Oh well. We've done a decent chunk of damage in 2 turns to him. More so than the other teams can say, right? This hand, because we don't have a lot of points, it doesn't really look that great. So we're just to send the greens. That does get us Xion, and it gets us 51 points. So here, we're going to have to sacrifice the Shuna Orbs for Water Rimuru. But before we do that, we're going to get a stack on her, so she hits hard next turn, hopefully. So Rimuru will come in. We'll convert his own orbs, as long as we hit the right one. Yep, and then we'll use Rieger's Orb Change. We'll get Rimuru back out. So again, he's only good in the back line. We'll bring Type Disadvantage Cleash. I don't know why I brought her. Don't bring her. Don't bring Cleash. She's not good. But Rieger, 10.3k on a natural pierce. That looked pretty good. 64 points now. Let's see. Do we have enough? Do we have enough to do this? Or am I just going to send the oranges? I think I just send the oranges. Alright, so the blues are nerfed for 1 more turn. So yeah, we're just going to wait it out. We'll bring Shuna in for Rimuru. We'll send the oranges. And then hopefully next turn we'll have a good hand that we can convert of not nerfed blues. And it actually looks, okay. I wish maybe instead of Cleash I would have brought like Romarus or Darkness or Light Soka or something. So we could have a unit that could handle this type of scenario where I don't have to use 2 orb changes. I could just use 1 and it'd be okay. But it is what it is. Hindsight's 2020. So Shuna has gotten a few stacks of weakness strikes, so 15,500 damage. Turn 6, and he's under half HP. I mean, this is actually a pretty good team, and that guard was unfortunate, but what can you do? That hurt. That definitely hurt, but because the follow-ups were not directly targeted at her, everybody lived. Everybody lives, and that's what's more important than anything else. Oh man, what do I do here? Send the Rieger ult. Single target, that'll do a lot. Rimuru. Okay, so we took Shuna out to hopefully get her some more orbs next turn. And I think it works. That's an interesting hand. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're going to swap Geld out of here for Shuna. And then we can have Cleash and Shuna, and Rimuru, whatever, whoever, change those 4 green orbs. Probably Rimuru and Shuna, there you go. And this should be the killing blow, because we have, again, 2 fire characters. And Rieger actually did quite a bit of damage with his single target. And that's the more important thing, is that we actually have someone who's meant to be on this team to do single target damage. So Shuna, 13k right there. Again, with the extra weakness strikes, she does hit okay for a free character. But there are, technically 2.5 teams, 3 teams technically, that can clear the final Chamber of Reminiscence Stage 7. If you have any other team builds, please put them in the comments. But that's it from me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.